Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a video for you on how to Pack-a-Punch in the brand new Zombies map 9, which comes with Black Ops 4. The gameplay you're seeing right now is me playing it early at an event at Treyarch, and I am using the King and Country pistols with Brain Rot mod. This is actually just the starting pistol that I've double Pack-a-Punched. That's how the mod got on there, and it works a lot like Mustang and Sally. In Black Ops 4 Zombies, if you Pack-a-Punch it once, it gets additional power. It's like a normal Pack-a-Punch, it gets stronger. Second and third Pack-a-Punches add elemental mods to your weapon, but unfortunately don't give you any ammo. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to fight your way down to the basement and turn on this glorious blood altar that lets you Pack-a-Punch your weapons with the help of some gods. So 9 is a Roman gladiator map that spirals around itself. It's got a spider web-like kind of design or circular kind of design. You can get anywhere on the map from almost anywhere else on the map, either above or below ground. There are 4 main doors that you need to open that are going to lead to rooms with shrines to gods. The gods respectively are Danu, Ra, Zeus, and Odin. Each one of these gods will also offer you its own perk at the statue, and you can choose the perk that they offer in the pregame menu. It's actually part of your class or your game setup to choose which perks these gods want to give you. The doors are color-coded, so you can see purple, orange, green, yellow, whatever, and you'll know which god you're going to and what their reward is. So you need to open up all the doors and gain access to all of the shrines, and also make sure that you've opened up the basement. I honestly don't even think you can even open up the shrines without activating the basement, because one of the doors is locked and you have to come up from the bottom and open it. So by the time you've got all the shrines open, you should definitely have access to the basement too. The basement is right under the center of the arena, and in the basement you will see the Pack-a-Punch shrine. You have to walk over and hit a button to activate it to kind of turn the shrine on. It doesn't really do anything. There's no Easter egg with that. It's just like walk up and hit square and ba-da-ba-bum, the Pack-a-Punch shrine is ready. The altar comes out of the ground, 4 spikes raise up, and if you hit X or square or whatever your activation button is, it'll say that they require champions' blood. In order to get the blood of the champions, you need to go back to the altars that you opened up where the gods were selling their perks. You need to walk up to the big brass gongs that are in the room with the shrines, activate the gong, and it will summon a champion to kill. These are almost all small bosses, and they're just slight variants of characters that are already in the game. There's already a couple of different kind of champions, and there's a lion and a few other people you fight, but you hit the gong and a slightly stronger version will come out, and they do scale with level, so it's easier to do this at lower levels if you can. Even at some levels low enough, you can knife these champions into the ground, but you will kill one of these champions, and it will automatically give you, or if you're playing on a team, that's champion's blood. You or any member of your team can then go to the basement shrine, press square, and give the champion's blood, and you will put their head on a pike. There's 4 pikes and 4 gods and 4 champions, so this is pretty straightforward. You have to repeat this step for the other 3 gods. Once you've beaten the champions of all 4 gods, Zeus, Odin, Danu, and Ra, you can fully activate the Pack-a-Punch. Each god will summon a different champion, and you will put a different head on the spike, so in case you get confused, you can just kind of look to see which one you're missing. It's pretty straightforward. Once you've done that, Pack-a-Punch opens up, and you can see heaven and the gods on the other side of like the little blood mirror. Pack-a-Punch is expensive at 5,000 Zombucks. It makes some guns great and other ones are kind of useless. I upgraded my lever action rifle and it's still pretty terrible. It's not a very good gun. Even double packed with some sort of perk or something on it, it's not very useful. King and Country got nice. A lot of other people were Pack-a-Punching different guns with various successes. Double Pack-a-Punching the weapon is, I think it's another 2,500 to double Pack-a-Punch, and that doesn't give you any extra damage or any extra ammo for the weapon. So if you're low on ammo, Pack-a-Punching it will not help you. All it does is add some sort of elemental mod or power mod or modification to the weapon itself. Some of them are useless and some of them are quite nice. Some set zombies on fire, some freeze them, some stun them, some confuse them. It just kind of depends on which one of the mods you get. But doing it for ammo is going to be a waste of your time. If you Pack-a-Punch a wall gun, you can of course buy more ammo for the wall gun off the wall, but at an increased price. Well, that tutorial was a little bit short. I wanted to talk just a bit longer about the map itself and offer my thoughts on 9 from a casual Zombies player. I'm not Noah J, I'm not Dalek and Milo and those guys. I can't go in deep and solve ciphers and Easter eggs and stuff, because that's not my main game. My main game is multiplayer, but I do enjoy booting up zombies and playing it for funsies. It's kind of a nice thing to do. It's a good change of pace, you know? 9 is a smaller zombies map than what we're used to seeing, especially from Treyarch. All the DLC maps for Black Ops 3 were really big, they were really complex, they were really huge in scale. 9's really not like that. Overall, 9 is kind of a small map, smaller than a lot of like Black Ops 2 Zombies maps. I've had several developers tell me that it was designed to be the easy map, the first time players map, the casual Zombies map, and that part of its design was because they were afraid that Voyage of Despair was going to be too hard. I ultimately didn't like 9 as much as Voyage of Despair. I think Voyage of Despair is the much better made map, but that review is coming up next. There were other Zombies YouTubers that shared this sentiment that most players should start out playing 9 to get a feel for the new mechanics and what's going on and all the items and upgrades, because Voyage of Despair is ball-breakingly hard. We're going to back up just a little bit and focus on the map 9 itself. The setting is great. I just about couldn't think of a better setting for a Zombies map. The Roman Gladiator Arena is super fun. It makes all of the characters and their goofy, like, anachronistic clothing and stuff very fun. It feels kind of brutal in a way when you realize that all the zombies you're killing were former slaves and tigers and then gladiators. Speaking of gladiators, it set up great mini-bosses by having actual champions, like really big roided out, like meathead, murdersome gladiators with weapons are your mini-bosses, and that's really fun. There's tigers to kill, your enemy, your bad guy is a dude with a gold mask, and there's a crowd mechanic as well, which I don't fully understand, but you can either please or displease the crowd, thumbs up, thumbs down, just like in the movie Gladiator, which will result in them doling out punishments for you or giving you reward items depending on how things are going. You have to make the crowd happy, you gotta work the crowd just like a real gladiator. I do know at least one part of the Easter egg was with the crowd too. My team of all multiplayer guys that were just screwing around were briefly able to make the crowd glow red and kind of stun them. We have no idea how. Maybe it was a glitch because we were playing an earlier build of the game than what you guys have now, but I'm pretty sure there's something you have to do with the entire crowd in order to finish the Easter egg for this particular map. Art tone is all over the place in this one. I think that's probably its weakest point, is the tonal inconsistencies. There's some very, very dark rooms and dank dungeons, some like gothic horror, sort of ugly, grimy places. Then there's some very light, nice looking holy rooms and altars, and the arena itself seems very heavily based off of something I'd seen in Spartacus or Gladiator. And maybe this is done for a reason to give like big juxtaposition or whatever, but it ultimately felt like a little bit more of a hodgepodge to me. I will say the character quotes on this map are great. The character quotes here are better on this map than anywhere else. They're very fun. They're mostly comical jokes about the time period, about Roman life, making fun of the old man who's supposed to be a history professor and stuff like that. Overall, it gave the characters a lot of fun things to talk about. And the circular design of the map is good for training zombies. I think it's probably good for new players so that they can always run somewhere and be safe. However, I personally get turned around a little bit too easily. Since it is circular and there's so many drawbridges and underground paths and stuff, I really do get lost like crazy. Maybe that's my weakness as a player, but I do prefer the slightly more linear maps. And as for the map itself, I'm going to say overall this is a good starter map, but this isn't the one for me. 9 is not the map that I really took to. I really liked Voyage of Despair, which is coming up next. That video will be out in just a little bit, but just enjoy a little bit of raw gameplay for now. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.
Up, Shaw. No time for
On your feet, amigo!
Your dumb face aside, we've got more important things to worry about than how we look. Has the world's greatest spy spied anything useful?
It's funny that you ask. I noticed strange markings on the floor of the chamber where we first arrived. They may have usefulness. The symbols surrounding the weapon, they must have some deeper meaning. I am getting fed up with these screaming muertos! I once made love on a tiger skin rug. It smelled better than these beasts, I assure you. I'm starting to...